Arkhan Land was one of the most famous members of the Mechanicum, a Magos and technoarchaeologist. A Magos, plural magi, is a high-ranking member of the Adeptus Mechanicus and are devoted disciples of the principles associated with the machine god. These individuals have perfected as well as refined their field of expertise, making them masters of a certain discipline. Their dedication has led to them sacrificing great portions of their body in order to emulate the sacred form of the machine. After decades of service, a Magos has replaced many of his organs and limbs with superior cybernetic implants. As is fitting with the cult Mechanicus, these replacement limbs and organs never tire or grow weak with age. Thus highlighting the greatness of the machine, he was best known for recovering rare STC technology from the Librarius Omnis. The Great Librarius Omnis, also known as the Libraries Omnis, is an underground continent-spanning library on Mars. It has been the subject of several technoarchaeologist expeditions over the millennia. According to legend, at the dawn of the Imperium, the legendary technoarchaeologist Arkhan Land led an expedition into this labyrinth of catacombs with the intention of finding an intact functioning standard template construct database. No such device was ever found, but instead data slates containing information on a heavily armored battle tank along with knowledge of rare anti-gravitic plates were found. These twin discoveries led to the creation of the Land Raider and Land Speeder, which were named after the discoverer of the technology that was uncovered in the catacombs. Arkhan Land was one of the most legendary and gifted members of the Mechanicum even in the age of the Great Crusade. By the age of 5, he could speak over 50 dialects and quickly became a renowned tech priest who was able to successfully navigate the hazardous catacombs and tech vaults beneath Mars' surface and recover STC fragments and artifacts. Known to the greater Mechanicum as an unparalleled genius, but also arrogant and disrespectful, he was also notable for having few outward bionic enhancements. Land led a 3-year expedition into the Librarius Omnis in search of a functioning STC database, resulting in the recovery of the blueprints for Land's Raider pattern main battle tank. Land's crawler multi-purpose heavy utility vehicle, the Mars Universal Land Engine, the basis of the Onager Duncrawler, and the information on rare anti-gravitic plates used in Land Speeder, all of which are named for him. In the 41st millennium, some sources incorrectly state he died before seeing the practical implementation of the anti-gravitic plates he discovered. Land's discoveries drew the attention of the Emperor of Mankind, his discoveries finding wide use in the Legio Custodes, who used a variety of grav tanks powered by Land's anti-gravitic plates as well as the Paragon pattern jet bike. Shortly after the recovery of Arkhan, Arkhan Land was personally assigned by the Emperor to aid him in his attempt to cure the pre-march of the Butcher's nails. Only Land could confirm the Emperor's belief that the Butcher's nails were based on the ancient Krishaman, a technology referred to in profane texts in the Hexarchian vaults. Land revered the Emperor as the Omnicia, and as such stayed loyal to him during the Horus Heresy. He was evacuated from Mars by Sergeant Nicanor Tullus of the Imperial Fists on the orders of First Captain Sigismund. As Land and Tullus made their way to the lander that would take them to safety, they were attacked by a Vorax-class robot sent by the Dark Mechanicum to kill Land rather than let his talents be removed to Terra. Tullus gave his life to buy Land the time to escape along with other loyalist tech priests. Although he and Fabricator General Kane shared a mutual disdain for one another, Land's knowledge of forbidden weaponization gleaned from the Hexarchian vaults and good standing with the Custodes prompted Kane to seek his assistance in the ascension of Magos Domina Hieronyma into the Archimandrite. He accompanied the Archimandrite into the Webway, bringing his personal Gravrator and Cybermonkey Sapien with him. When they arrived in Callistar as it was falling to the enemy, Land was visibly shaken by the sight of demons. Following the Webway War, Land began spending much time with fellow veteran Dominion Zephin of the Blood Angels. Zephin's bionic limbs were constantly rejected by his body, so Land agreed to repair them. To bypass the bodily rejection, Land inserted fragments of a Dark Age of Technology-era artificial intelligence into Zephin's limbs and brain. The operation was a success and Zephin's limbs were finally accepted by his body, and in exchange Land demanded an audience with Sanguinius, likely to lobby for the reclamation of Mars from the Dark Mechanicus. During the Siege of Terra, Land managed to narrowly survive despite the ever-decreasing Loyalist territory. Declaring he was too important to die, he managed to attach himself to convoys which fled into the Sanctum Imperialis. During this, he managed to nurse the wounded Dominion Zephin back to health from his injuries. Arkhan barely survived the journey back to the Sanctum Imperialis, but was pressed into service against his will to take part in the final defense of the Eternity Gate against hopeless odds. The night before the battle, Land was comforted by both Zephin and the Scutarii Transacta 7Y1, though the Blood Angel ordered him to protect his 3 blood thralls Aristes, Shafia, and Shinkai in the coming struggle. Should he abandon these thralls, Zephin pledged to hunt him down and kill him regardless of outcome. This, combined with Sanguinius' rousing speech, seemed to force some bravery into Land, who courageously took part in the defense of the Eternity Gate during the final stages of the battle. 2 of the 3 thralls he was charged with protecting were killed in action, and Land, Transacta 7Y1, and the sole remaining thrall fled back to the Eternity Gate. However, both Transacta and Land's cybermonkey Sapien were killed by the World Eater cargo's Bloodspitter before Land and Shinkai were saved by Zephin. As the Eternity Gate sealed shut, Land and his entourage managed to make it inside the Sanctum. Land led a second expedition into the Librarius Omnis, which went missing. 2 centuries after his expedition was declared lost, his Vox diary was found. It spoke of how his team had been picked off one by an unknown entity, believed to have been a psychic entity. Some contest the nature of the entity, claiming it was a sentient virus or mutant. Land is so revered a figure in the Adeptus Mechanicus that his followers amount to a subcult that call themselves Landites, or Landists. They seek to continue the work of Land and research the many STC variants of his work, worthy notes and treatises of direct relevance to Land's Raider pattern main battle tank, the rebirth of an ancient miracle, an essay in rebuttal of the trend among the legions Astartes of referring to Land's Raider pattern main battle tank simply as a Land Raider.